Alright, so if you're watching this, that means you're one of my 2 followers, or you have been searching for a way to get Tandy games to play with Tandy sound and Tandy color on your MiSTer, like you see going on back there. I'm running Populous in Tandy mode with Tandy color and Tandy sound, and really that was a lot harder for me to figure out than it should have been. It really wasn't that hard. It's just that when I did some searches, I never could find anything that actually led me to what I needed to know. Because I had ROMs for the Tandy SX, Tandy 1000 SX, and none of them would work with my MiSTer. When I would put it in the PCXT emulator or core, the ROM would boot, but it would be a screen of flashing squares of different colors. And in my searches, I found other people who had the same problem. But yet I found a few videos where somebody was showing off their collection of hundreds of games they've got installed on a VHD, which was a install of Tandy, the Tandy specific MS-DOS. And they had a bunch of games with a little front end loading, but they didn't really explain how they got it working. Now, this video is not going to be talking about any of that front end stuff or installing games. I'll leave that up to you, because I'm assuming if you're this far that you're looking for a way to get Tandy to run on your MiSTer, then you already know enough to get that much done after you get the ROMs installed. So what I'm going to show you, and the link for this will be in the description below, but I want to show you a quick install method for getting the ROMs. Now, there's a Python script available on a GitHub page, which I will also link to below, and if you run that script, it will automatically just pull the ROM down off the internet and modify it in a way that can be used with MiSTer. So if you have ROMs already, you're not going to need to use those, because the ones it provides apparently are modified to work with the MiSTer better than any that you've got. I have 1.02 for the 1000 SX, and I can tell you that it didn't work. I'm not sure which one this was for. It's 1.01. I don't know if that was for the 1000A, or if it was for just the 1000, or maybe the 1000EX or HX. I'm not sure, but I know that the one that it pulls down works, and the 1.02 for the SX does not. So I don't know if it's a version with the ROM I've got that doesn't work, or if it needs to be special headers, or what. I don't know what they do to it when they download it, but this is the script. So I'm going to go ahead and show you there's a little script. Now, I'm going to assume you know how to SSH into your MiSTer. If you don't, you just go to a command shell and type SSH. The login for your MiSTer should be SSH root at MiSTer. And the password by default is 1. If you've changed it, you probably already know all that already. So you can just go ahead and CD to media, FAT, and then you go into games, and it should be PCXT. Now, you can, of course, just do the whole, CD, media, /FAT, /games. I really wasn't sure where I was going, so I kind of did this, like, step by step. But once you get there, I've created a directory called BIOS. And in that, I installed the Python scripts. So if you look in the what I've got here, you'll see that I've got both the scripts for the standard PCXT ROM and the Tandy ROM. Now, you execute these scripts, of course, by typing Python space and then the name of the script, and they will download, extract, and modify the ROMs and prepare them for your use on your MiSTer. After that, you can delete the script if you want. And at that point, I'm sure you can figure the rest out. You go into MiSTer, you go into your PCXT emulator, you select the Tandy ROM or the IBM ROM, if that's the one you want to use. But you need to use the Tandy ROM if you want to get your games to work with Tandy Sound and Tandy Color. Now, after you have that ROM installed, you're going to want to see, you're going to want to install the Tandy version of MS-DOS. Now, they had their own special version that came with the Tandy 1000 line of computers, and it basically, I guess, had built-in drivers for the Tandy Sound and all that stuff. So, in order to really get the max effect for using Tandy software in the Tandy version of the PCXT core, you're going to need to find the 4 discs. Really, you only need the first 2, but there's 4 discs that have the MS-DOS and DeskMate for Tandy, and you can choose to install them. You know, you just install them in the virtual floppy drives and boot off of them, and then set up a VHD. Now, if you don't know how to set up a VHD, there's several different ways you can do it. You can have DOSBox create you one, or you can use the manager on your PC to create a VHD. You can find instructions on the internet. Those are easy. If you don't know how to make a VHD, just Google it. It's not that hard. If you're the kind of person looking for this, you can figure that out. I'm just making this video so that you can basically use this script to get the ROMs, and at that point you're kind of on your own. Now, I'm not saying that I wouldn't answer questions if somebody has more about how to get games running on their Tandy. You know, I'm okay with answering questions and stuff like that. This is not what this video is about. This is just getting the Tandy ROM installed on your MiSTer. After that, you know, I'm pretty sure if you're the kind of person that wants to play games from the 80s running on a 16-color bleepity-bloppity PC, you've probably already been able to figure out 90% of everything that involves running games on the MiSTer. I'm just showing you how to get the ROM in case you're like me and you tried to play Tandy games and all you got was a flashing screen of squares and letters. This should fix your problem. Now, I will say this. Most of the disk images I've downloaded off of the various sources on the internet are dumps of copy-protected games, so the MiSTer, when booting off of those floppies, they either won't run at all because they're copies and the copy protection fails, or if you try to install them, when you try to run them off of your virtual hard drive, it'll tell you that the key disk is not installed in drive A. It's just got to do with the way that the people who ripped the discs didn't rip them well enough to copy the copy protection. So you're going to have to find cracked versions of those, and I can't help you with that. But, like I said, if you've come this far, I'm pretty sure you can figure most of that out. Anyway, happy gaming on your 20-something-year-old computer. Or is it, no, more like 30? 40? Yeah, anyway, are you feeling old yet?